Sup people, welcome back to See These CDs, where in each one of these videos I try and take a closer look at a select CD from my own personal collection. Today we're going to be highlighting the 2005 CD, B, which is by Common. It was released more specifically May 24th, 2005, and it was released under Good Music and Geffen Records. And it clocks in at 42 minutes and 33 seconds. So it's almost a little bit more than 15 minutes shy of an hour. The art direction and design was handled by Gravillis Inc. Essentially, they're like a design, like a graphic design company. When I was looking into it, it seemed like they work with practically everybody. They do some type of poster or advertisement for just a lot of a lot of mainstream or public eye oriented entities from what I could see. They had work recently with Luke Cage, Logan, the X-Men movie, The Shy, which I'm pretty sure that's that Showtime movie. If not, it might be HBO. There's also Hidden Figures, which is the movie with Taraji and Janelle Monáe, a few other top tier actors in there as well. The Get Down, which was executive produced or in part by Nas, was on Netflix. The Founder, which I'm not sure if that was a Netflix movie as well, but it had I can't remember his name. The dude from Birdman in it, which he's a pretty dope actor. He was also originally Batman back in the day as well. His name is eluding me right now. And then Ali Wong, Baby Cobra. Which, if you're not familiar with that, she's a pretty hilarious comedian. I would check that out. It's on Netflix. But these were just things that I pulled from. There's way more. But these are just the entities that I pulled from the website, things that I actually like or am interested in. So like I said, that was Gravillis Inc. And as far as the cover photo goes, that was credited to Cass Bird, which is an artist, photographer, and director based in New York. She's shot a lot of different actors. A lot of her shots make it into big time publications. Just high caliber. Features, for magazines or advertisements. So, I was listening earlier, it seemed like Common, everybody who's affiliated with the art for this project, they're all top bill, top tier. So she had photo shoots before with Gal Gadot, Millie Bobby Brown, Barack and Michelle Obama, Pharrell. That's just to name a few. Like I said, I'm usually just highlighting, what I, pick out from, their lineup or their resume. But there's much more on the internet. Very clean shots, all powerful pictures. And then as far as the interior photos, we have for credits Christian Lantry, which he's shot and worked with Kurt Franklin, Lil Durk, Young Jeezy, Bibby, T.I., Lloyd, the R&B artist, Ice Cube, Jadakiss, Usher, Jaheim, Jaheim for the Still Ghetto photo or cover, if you're familiar with that, and then Charlie Wilson as well as T-Pain. So there's I think the CD, the overall artwork, it's very simple. It's clean, but that fits with the overall album. I love this CD. This is kind of this is basically how I got introduced to Common. As far as when I first really started listening to his music and getting more into his body of work. I don't know if you guys remember the video with Taraji in it, but it was Testify is featured on this CD as well, and it's just a solid, clean body of work. Also considering Common came out I think he debuted in the early 90s, so this is around his 15th year, or maybe at the least probably his 10th year at least in hip hop, unless he came out the late 90s and I'm misquoting that. But this is also the transformation of Common. It was a new Common. So all right, we're just gonna jump into it. So if we look at the cover, like I said, it's very clean. It's a good shot of him. I think the angles, I don't even know. It's just a good shot. The background plays off, the color in his hat, but it also, plays off the color of his skin. It's a good blend of everything. It's kind of like the background coming from, this side going up is a continuation of the shot itself, if that makes any kind of sense. I don't know if it was color corrected in post-production, what have you. I'm sure it was. And I'm not trying to discredit it at all by saying that. Then we have the parental advisory label. in the lower left-hand corner, as well as Common, his actual name, the other side of it. The title of the CD is B, like just B-E, capital B, lowercase e. But it's not really featured on it. Like I said, it's a very simple, clean, album. I think it does get a lot of credit. Like, I don't want to say it doesn't get as much, but it's just, I think it, when I think like maybe it doesn't get enough credit, it's more just like, exemplifying like the art form as far as the music goes. I partially lied. It isn't, the title isn't featured on the cover itself, but it is in the binding right there. If you can see it, it's just in white. And then, I said before, Common's in the lower right-hand corner, and it's in white with piece of it like faded or scratched out. If you want to flip it around to the back, or I'll show you the side first. Focus. We got the good music as well as Gravillis Records on the left hand side. That weird code that we tend to see on a lot of CDs on the right hand side, and then the center, Common B. The artist and the title. If we flip around back, we just have a clean shot at Common. Sitting in what would appear to be like, some type of like cafe. Could be in, Chicago. With a picture of Malcolm X above him. And then we have like, once again, Good Music logo, Gravillis Records. Like legality text toward the bottom. Like the same, the border to the bottom, it seems to be like the same background as we were talking about in front, where it kind of like, the way like it blended with, the picture of Common, a similar color, keep it within the theme or the aesthetic of the CD. I'm assuming we're probably going to see that, throughout the CD and, the cover of the book artwork. Here we have the executive, producers, other ways to find more information about the project, the artist, and then we have the track listing right over here on the right. It will be the right-hand side of the CD on the back. The tracks are the actual titles being in white, and then that similar color that we saw from the front, and the board, the bottom of the back of the CD, numbering each one of the tracks listed. When we open it up, very clean. Yeah, like the actual cover of the CD itself, it actually, is pretty similar to the back of the CD. I usually always show you guys. But yeah, we just have that, that label at the bottom with similar color, from what we saw on the front and the back cover with that, like that olive green. And then we just have like the title of the CD as well as the artist, Common, like I mentioned earlier, white text over the olive green label. Just more, like it would seem like like record label legality, text right there. We do have a Universal logo right there, etched into the inner circle of the CD, as well as some other numbers and lines and symbols, whatnot. So yeah, if we just want to look behind it, or behind where the CD lays. Let me see, City of Chicago. I don't know if that's I'm assuming that's like a manhole cover. It would appear to say City of Chicago on the outer rim. So yeah, that's what I'm assuming it would be, because I don't know what else would say that. But yeah, if you know better than me, go ahead and comment below. Let me know what it is. Like I said, if you have a better understanding or a better idea. But yeah, if we just want to take a look, we already saw the front of the booklet. If we want to go ahead and look at the back, we have South Cottage Grove Ave. Which picture in the background we have some I would assume some housing. It's more blurred out, and the focus is on the actual street title, or name of the street rather. Nice picture. Throughout this booklet, we're gonna get pictures of Common, most likely being in settings throughout Chicago. Once again, we have that, so here we have, I'm not really sure what this is. It says Pride. So I'm assuming it's some type of like, I don't know, maybe it's a supermarket, or some type of retail location. Once again, we have, the olive green label with the tracks, or the first couple of tracks listed, and their credits as well. If we want to go on to the next page, we have, continuing with that olive green theme or aesthetic. And then we have a picture, crispy picture of Common walking through Chicago. I don't know, probably around like 2-3 o'clock, based on where the sun is. I could be wrong. Once again, if you know more than I do, please comment below. Try and get a good picture without glare or anything. Then we have a mural of what would seem to be Malcolm X. Once again, more track listings over the olive green backdrop, white text. So you see that mural right there, assuming it's somewhere in Chicago as well. Common being a Chicago native, if you weren't already familiar. Right here we have a black and white picture of Common. It seems reminiscent of that era, that that Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, like the revolutionary, I guess like Jim Crow type of days. But yeah, that's just what it seems to me, or how it stands out. Just like his look. I'm not really looking too much into that. It's just the imagery is just what it reminds me of, I guess. And then on the right hand side page, once again, more toward the center, but kind of toward the bottom, we continue with that olive green label, as well as like the track listings. Not as many tracks as we've seen the other labels. We just have one. Maybe because the Dilla track, not really sure. Rest in peace, Jay Dilla, one of the dopest producers ever to create hip-hop music, and I would even say music. But this is more of like a collage page from what it would seem. It's like different images, as well as just pictures of Chicago. They may all be pictures of Chicago and just different images, scenery from Chicago, but I'm not able to identify all of them. If they are, like I said before, comment below, let me know. I would love more information on any of these CDs if you have anything more to offer. So here we have a larger olive green label over, which is presumably a larger, just like a zoomed in shot of Salem Foods, which it has to be in Chicago, like where else is it going to be, right? This picture takes up both sides of the page. Nice little change up from the other pages we've seen. Is more toward the center. So it makes sense, or at least it makes sense to me why I guess it's kind of like bridging the first half and the second half of the CD. Once again, we have several of the CD titles, or track titles rather, as well as their credits listed below. Continuing, olive green backdrop, a white text. Then we have another picture of Common, similar. See, this looks like it may be like a poetry reading, but it's I'm assuming he's wearing the same thing that he was wearing before, where I said it looks like it's kind of from like the picture looks like he's a revolutionary, or from like Jim Crow type of days, earlier on in the or earlier from the booklet. Powerful picture once again. Just looks good. It doesn't necessarily, like I said, it kind of looks like they're in like a poetry reading or a poetry slam or something like that. Comments just like listen to her, her speech and whatnot. But then we kind of have a little bit more of the collages, as with the green label and the track listing on the right hand side. I guess it plays into the picture because the title, or it's featuring kids. Or the song is, so it makes sense as to why this picture is featured in connection to that song. And then we have a wall, presumably from Southside Chicago, where it says, greatest thanks, Southside Chicago. Assuming that's Common, because this is also like his thank you page, as we have continued on the right-hand side over the olive green backdrop, white text once again. I'll try to get a decent, let me get a decent shot of the everyone who's, affiliated with the CD, putting it together. On the left-hand side, this is over the wall that I was speaking about just a moment ago. And then I'll try and get a decent shot of all that. So, I try to give you guys the opportunity to pause it if you want to read. This looks like Star Wars right now. Getting Star Wars if you're familiar. But yeah, and I want to say that's one of the last pages. So this last page is really just like, it's an advertisement. Back then, the internet, it was on the rise. It was, popping, but it wasn't as popping as it is today. So, advertisements and, print were still relevant. People were still buying CDs, or more commonly buying CDs. Then we have a picture of Common. So I don't know if that website's still live or if you can still buy B merch, but check it out. Let me know. And we just have a elongated picture of Common. So, that was the B CD. I like, I think this the art definitely fits with the music. It's just, like I said, a very concise and compact body of work sonically, and it's like, I don't know, it shows like like very good restraint, I would say. It gives you that impression like, damn, Common is nice. He is, masterful artist. But at the same time, it's like I said, it's just enough. It's not too overdone in terms of production or even the raps or anything like that. It conveys the message, and the art ties into everything I just mentioned, sonically as well as visually. So yeah, check it out. Common is definitely one of my more favorite rappers. One of the rappers I was into when I was first getting into rap music and checking out CDs and listening to CDs, downloading music, whatnot. But yeah, like I say every time, this is See These CDs. Thanks for checking us out. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do to engage. Really would appreciate it. And all right, people, peace. I'm out.